Hello, Hofstra fans, and welcome to this week's edition of the WB Mason Coaches Report. My name is Rachel Vogel, and once again, I am joined by the head coach of the Hofstra women's soccer program, Simon Riddiough. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, Rachel. Yourself?
Doing well. I'm glad you are doing well, and assume so, since your team got off to a 2-0 start. Two big wins this week. Obviously, the big season opening win against Stony Brook, 5-1 on Thursday evening at home, and then you bounced quickly to shut out UAlbany this past Sunday, 2-0. So far, safe to say you're off to a great start, but what are your overall thoughts on how the team has performed over the course of these first two matches?
Yeah, I think it's been a good weekend. Stony Brook was an exciting game in front of a lot of fans. We played well, dominating against a local rival, which is always fun. And then to quickly turn around and face a little bit of adversity, getting up to Albany early because of the hurricane, trying to get that game in before we were thinking it might get cancelled, and coming away with a comfortable 2-0 win against a good Albany team as well was exciting to see. We've got some things to work on, obviously. We're not happy with everything, but as far as opening weekends go, we couldn't ask for much better, to be honest.
That's great to hear. So we talked a little bit about this after the Stony Brook match. Obviously, Lucy Shepard coming away with 7 points, 3 goals and 1 assist, her first career hat trick. But we talked a little bit about having so many options on the attacking front. Your opponent's probably doing a really good job scouting out Lucy Porter ahead of the games, but to you, it doesn't really matter because you've got someone who's going to step up and get the job done no matter what. So how important is that from match to match, and how much of a threat is that to other teams?
Yeah, and we spoke about it before the Stony Brook game. We know Toby knows our team very well, and we know he's going to have to negate certain weapons, and he chose to negate our central midfield area and congest that area, and so did Albany. But Albany had four midfielders against our 3 to try and stop us from creating any chances from that area. But that opens the wide areas, up. So Shepherd, Leah Iglesias, Krista, and Louise can get into attack and give us width and threaten from those angles, and that's what happened on both days, to be honest.
So big topic of conversation this week, your 6-foot freshman, Georgia Brown, who had an outstanding debut, her first 2 games, the CAA Rookie of the Week. You saw her all over the field, and not just because she is the tallest player on the field, but because she is literally everywhere. I know after the Stony Brook match, you said she was arguably the best player in the field, and then obviously Albany, she scored both of those goals heading in that corner, which seems to kind of be her signature play, or at least we can maybe foresee that in the next goal, the resilience and collecting a few rebounds off of the goalie and making that finish. And obviously, she made a nice couple defensive plays as well. So speak about how you see her settling into her role during this early stretch.
No, you never know with internationals and how quickly they're going to transition to the speed of play that college demands of them. We knew Georgia was a good player. We didn't realise how good she was. And she's come in and stepped into that midfield with Jordan and Lucy, 2 tremendous senior, mature players, and slotted straight in and not missed a beat, to be fair. And I think you've got to give Jordan and Lucy a lot of credit for that. They've guided, they've advised her, they're putting her in the right positions, and they're making her do the right things. And she's absorbed everything like a sponge, and she's playing extremely well for a freshman. And we're excited to see what the next 4 years bring for her.
Definitely. So now let's just transition and talk a little bit about your defense. They got a nice little test against UAlbany. Really showed up when they were called upon. Anya, she had some unbelievable clears, and Louise, obviously, with that real big play right on the line that helped eventually preserve the shutout. And of course, Skylar Kuzmich, who had a really nice game. She's kind of been waiting for that for some time, but a really nice performance with that great one-on-one save, her first shutout this season. But what did you learn about your defense this game, and how can you use their energy and confidence moving forward?
Yeah, they were challenged. And again, to Albany didn't have a game on Thursday, so Albany staying at home were fresh and full of energy, and we'd already played a game and travelled up to Albany. So I think we were a little bit physically jaded. And when that happens, you're going to get yourself in a little bit of trouble. But we had some big-time plays from Anya to preserve the clean sheet. She papered over the cracks we had. And we've got work to do in our back four. We've got to work on certain things. And I think the first game of the weekend, we don't. I think those things are good. But the second game of the weekend, we need to focus a little bit more on our defensive shape. Having said that, Albany created 2 or 3 good chances, and our players stepped up. Skylar made 2 really good saves. Louise made a save, and we made a good defensive effort, which I like a lot to see, especially this time of year. It shows that they care about defending. And I think if you've got a team who enjoy and care about defending, it's going to bode well come conference play.
So now you have 2 really important matches coming up that can really help you later on in the season around NCAA tournament time. The first this Friday at home against Brown. You faced them on the road in 2019 with very evenly matched contest. In my opinion, you were the better team, but very evenly matched. Brown scored late, though, and ultimately held on. And then Penn State on Sunday, again, you faced them in 2019. Didn't come away with that one, but this season would be absolutely huge for your team to squeak this one out. But first, like I said, Brown, they didn't play last spring with the Ivy League opting to not participate in the shortened season. So now they haven't played in almost 700 days since their NCAA second round game when you guys were playing at Stanford. Think about it, how long that's been. But what is your mindset and message to the team heading into the Brown game?
Yeah, we played Brown 2 years ago, and they were a tremendous team, super athletic and really difficult to play against. And I think Kia's done a fantastic job with that program over her short career there. It's going to be a tough game. They're a top 20 team 2 years ago. They've got a lot of the same players returning. They're Ivy League players. They're intelligent, obviously. And it's going to be a kind of a game where we'll gauge where we are at. If we come out with a win, I think we're in a really good place and a good path. If we come out with a loss, that can be just as expected against a quality team, and we'll learn from those failures. So Brown's our initial worry. We're trying to figure out what to expect. We don't know what to expect. They can scout us, and they'll know a lot more about Hofstra than we do about Brown, which is a scary proposition for a coaching staff to go into a game without really understanding what they're going to throw our way. But this team's a smart team. They're intelligent, and we'll players like Lucy Porter and Lucy Shepherd figure out the other team pretty quickly, and we'll adjust it on the fly this Friday. Penn State's Penn State. We're playing them away as always. The difficult thing for that game is they don't have a game prior either.
I was going to say that's the 4th straight team that you'll be facing where it's their season opener.
Yeah, they're gonna be fresh. We're gonna play Friday and have to rebound and play Sunday, whereas Penn State have a week off, and that's a huge advantage for Penn State. And usually they don't need any more advantage than they've got because they're a tremendous team. They've been the blueprint of teams in the Northeast for the last 20 years. So we've got as a challenge ahead of us. But what I do know is this team won't give up. This team will be prepared. Mm-hmm. This team will work as hard as they can to get a win as much as possible. So it's going to be a long weekend, a tough weekend, but hopefully a successful one.
And I was going to even say, like, your team has proven in very recent history that you've proved to play along these big dog teams. So that would be excellent to see. It'll be excellent to see some great competition this weekend. So once again, fans, we're really looking forward to these 2 next matches, and they'll really definitely set the tone for the rest of the season. But like I said, Brown Friday, nice little afternoon match at the Hofstra Soccer Stadium. early 1 p.m. start. Make sure you tune in on Flow FC and then catch the Pride again Sunday at Penn State. That's a 5 p.m. match. Tune in on BTN Plus. Coach, wishing you the best of luck during this next stretch, and thank you very much for chatting with me today.
Yeah, thanks, Rich.
And once again, that was head women's soccer coach Simon Riddiough on the W. Mason Coaches Report on GoHofstra.com.